What all top negotiators understand. I'm not here to say that I'm the best negotiator on the planet. I'm not comparing myself with other negotiators. I don't even know who the top negotiators in the world would be, but I do study some of the people that you might consider to be the best negotiators in the world. I'm thinking, our guys from Berkshire Hathaway and Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett. I'm thinking about some of the most successful individuals who have done acquisitions historically of all time. And I'm thinking about some of the best business people of all time. And one of the fundamental traits they all have, if you study their biographies or their autobiographies, you'll see almost all the great negotiators and businessmen of all time, or businesswomen, they have the ability to stay rational. Rationale. This is the fundamental trait I believe all great negotiators in business have, because negotiating can become emotional, and those who become emotional make impulsive decisions. They say things that they probably shouldn't say. They lose their ability to stay calculated. Whereas the best negotiators on the planet, they stick to sheer and straight logic. The deal makes sense up to this point, and at this point beyond, it no longer makes sense, period. Irrespective of how much I personally want to make this acquisition, or how much I want this deal to go through, or how much I don't want this deal to go through, irrespective of what my family thinks, or irrespective of what my girlfriend thinks, or irrespective of what people on social media are going to think, irrespective of what anybody's going to think. This is where the deal makes sense. This is where the deal doesn't make sense. And there's also that aspect of how much value could be created in furthering the negotiation line. I'll tell you a quick story. In negotiating our first deal, which I've been talking about on social media for some time, and you guys have probably followed, or perhaps you followed, as I went from having no idea about making acquisitions to doing our first deal, there was a lot of external pressure for me to do a deal fast, because that was exciting and everybody wanted to see it. And Jason, we want to see you do a deal. We want to see you do lots of deals, right? Well, that was an external pressure that I could have allowed to influence my decision making. The emotions associated with what other people were thinking in regards to the speed or lack thereof in which I was moving my deal forward could have influenced me in my decision-making process. Funny enough, through the month of June and through about half of the month of July, I remained remarkably patient, despite getting comments and DMs on social media, etc., as well as comments from friends and family alike of, when are you going to do the deal? When's the deal going to close? Even our internal team, hey, Jason, when's the deal going to close? Even some of our board, Jason, when's the deal going to close? We want to see this thing happen. I was able to talk within the month of June and the first half of July, however, because I stayed patient and rational, which was not easy at points. I'll be the first to say it, but because I was able to stay patient, logical, and rational, I was able to get terms that were very favorable for me. And so that's what I would suggest for you, is to stay impartial to the opinions of others. Stay impartial to your own emotions. Stay impartial to your own personal desires, because desire can be the worst thing that can happen if there's too much desire for you to get what you want, if there's too much desire for you to please others, or if there's too much desire to conform to what everybody else wants you to do. Then you're going to be the sucker holding the bag who got the short end of the stick and the bad end of the deal. You got to stay patient, and which, along the lines of rationale, at any point you have to be willing to walk away. There was 1 week, my team will know this, there was 1 week in our negotiation for our first deal where I legitimately was ready to walk away. And I don't think our team liked it. Candidly, I personally didn't like it. I don't think the other side particularly liked it. But I knew that I had to be ready to walk away. Why? Because if we weren't able to get the terms that we were looking for, then the deal logically didn't make sense. Rationally, it didn't make sense. Economically, it didn't make sense. Irrespective of what I wanted, what the social media following I have wanted, what my friends and family wanted, what our board wanted, what our team wanted, what I wanted, irrespective of all of that, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. I believe that's the one trait all great negotiators have. The ability to stay rational and to do what's right as opposed to what's easy or what's popular.